committed in trying to take down that Moskov, but he made the most out of the flickers and all his dashes.
Oh my lord, Yue gets slain underneath his own base!
Man.
The Stampede is reckoning! The base still left standing. Carl-TZ at death's door, still alive. No waves for Liquid.
And there you go. On the defense, I don't think they're going to be able to do much else. It is going to be a reset, though, for TL. I don't think Light wants to actually force anything here. They're just going to clear this out. But, man, this is in control now for TLPH.
We are just seeing, once again, how Alter Ego, how teams who play the Leomord in M7 excelled with this pick. It's inevitable that if you have a Leomord who had a fantastic early to mid game, and if he continues to get kills and you leave him open, it's gonna be a rough time to try and crawl back through that. Before that sequence, Carl already got to build up his Malefic Roar. That's a huge damage boost that will melt even Edward, who at one point was like the main guy that Carl-TZ looked at and said, why can't I take you down? But with that Malefic Roar up, he doesn't care anymore. He's able to. And again, going back to Daiki, he's getting protected really well by Liquid, and he himself is playing individually great.
Domikai commits the blazing duet early, pushes back 2 and 3, and now Sanford finds Domikai and punishes him. The Apex Predator finds his prey. Down goes Carl, down goes Daiki. TK finds 2. RWM the answer, trying to quell Rora's forward assault. Now Sanford looking to take him down. Live sucking these 3 and 4 members. JP looking to assist the Apex Predator, and now they're gonna take down 40. Can he gleam on out of here? 40 hold it on. The lethal counter ends him.
It was such a good attempt from Sanford to set things up with the positioning on the Alice, but the fighting potential from Rora wins the team fight.
It was a bait. That is one of the plays that you can do as a Claude. Initiate first, burn your blazing duet, make the other team think that they can initiate and win, but the rest of the team is holding strong and ready to clap back. It was scary when Sanford went in, but Aurora handled the counter well. Light with a tech charge, but I think that was more predictive than anything.
Oh no, there's the SOD! Domikai secures it underneath all that! Daiki finds Yue, and Daiki throwing these spears away. Humankai dashes out. Aurora just want to be happy with the Lord that they finally got. Light with the flicker back. Domingai's got Daiki on him. And they cannot finish what they started. Yue is the only price they pay.
So much was used there, but they had to. They'll go ahead, reset, get full health, defend and clear this out, but that was so close for Aurora.
There's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of fighting, but you see the method and the thinking behind everything that has happened so far, the back and forth. Again, the M7 World Championship showed us the importance of not being afraid to trade, going for the heroes, going for the kills. Yes, the objectives are there, but at the same time, getting hero kills allows you to get objectives. And by the way, great little freeze on the Lord up top. But just a quick little delay for Light, which allows Aurora to dictate the tempo a little bit better with this push.
That's where they have to. At this point, mind you, they were down nearly 6,000 gold earlier on. That last team fight alone really allowed Aurora to get some more control into this game. Yes, they might have lost the base turret early on, but they're in a good position to now get to the base of TLPH. It looks like they're going to start things up. They should be able to clear out the Lord pretty well as it does go down now here on the top side. But Rora will clear out the tier 2 in the mid, potentially this bottom, and that might be all they get off that Lord play.
Yeah, Aurora, for a majority of this game, has lost the map. It's just evident of their draft. It's not a very wave management-centric lineup. So after that big fight win, this is the best that they could do. A big Lord take could mean equalizing the map. And at this point, the only real advantage Liquid has is that penetration mid.
Yeah.
So Rora are ramping up to actually gaining control of this game.
And this is something that we acknowledged also during the draft. Liquid, they were able to take the condition that we mainly stated for them, control it, but they couldn't find the big win to try and end it. Yes, they got the tower down in mid, but then after that, Rora got the clap back, and Domikai got a little bit more farm, got a little bit more time, and now they're at this point where they don't even need to use Domikai as the main source of damage. As we mentioned earlier, this play was started because Domikai came in as the first initiation. He baited out abilities from Liquid. They roped Liquid into taking that fight, roped Sanford into finding an excellent Throne of Ruin, but then they were able to counter it because now they are at this point where this is the comfort of their lineup, late game.
And folks, just as a little reminder, these are trained professionals, world champions at that. Do not try this at home. Do not be the Claude that Dominkite was, and be the initiator. He did this with his team's blessing, and it was a, I assume, planned play.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we've seen Dominkite do that so many times that I almost feel like they might not even call it. It's just Dominkite's like, I'm gonna go do this. He comes back, team knows how to respond. You saw that too when that fight broke out, that 2 chastised pauldrons were picked up for Demonkite and I believe Edward. So that kind of helps deal with even some of the scaling that we see with the Moskov usually at this portion of the game.
Great zoning.
Where now they can help him. Here it is. This Lord is going to be a crucial one.
Dons, JP getting bursted here. Forced to use a flicker and a raging sandstorm defensively. Carl Easy holding that live rush. What's he going to do with this light? Susses him out. JP comes back. Quick sand guard keeps him popped up. In comes Yue with a forward Crimson Beacon. Sanford trying to stop his forward movement. And here comes Barbiel called in by Carl. Lot of damage, blazing to wet. Down goes Daichi. Edward finds him. And now one more JP gets the mortality bomb.
Oh my God.
Gets found out. Dominkite falls first. And now Demonkite holding on. He's got JP and Sanford on him. Carl Easy still alive. Yue pops him. Immortality down. Daiki versus Edward. Edward versus Daiki. Carl Easy gets it out. SOD by Daiki. Yue takes out Carl. Yue gets taken out by JP. Massive trades.
Welcome to the MPL Philippines, Daiki. What a move.
Demonkite spinning to win it. And he gets some spellback. 40 chasing him down. Run!
They're going down to the base.
Oh no.
It's just Light.
It's just Light defending against Daiki and JP. Down goes
Good
DK.
freeze.
Light can't do this. Light can't. He's open for a miracle. Pulls away the minions. Pulls away 2 members. Dominkite comes back in 7. Could he do it? Can he?
4 seconds on Dominkite. They're trying to clear it out. Light bought so much time. He pulled it.
My God.
Got through.
The base. There's a card. He goes in with a blazing duet. No minions. No minions.
One week.
Rora still in the
One week.
And I think that's it. Liquid stampedes through, taking game 1.
That is just game 1. We've missed you. Welcome back to MPL Philippines, the home of champions. Daiki, I'm gonna say it now. He deserves an MVP nod. Carl Easy had a fantastic KDA, but Daiki, my God, what a performance.
I know you guys can't see me right now, but I'm clapping for Daiki because, again, I think a lot of people wanted to know exactly how Daiki would perform. Well, if that's not your answer, I don't know what else is because, my goodness, dude, it's not too often that we see the Moskov pop up, right? And we all talked about how good Claude is for Dominkite. Well, it was that last kind of team fight breakout where we got to see, well, I wish we got to see more of it, the mechanics, the technical mechanics of Daiki in that fight with Edward, landing the spear and then following through to be there for the team. There was so much, and mind you, that all fight broke out, JP using his flicker and his Raging Sandstorm before the fight even broke out.
What I really appreciate here about Daiki's performance is you saw how well he was maximizing the cooldown reduction of his blink ability with every basic attack that he was using. He'd blink, he'd immediately be looking for someone to basic attack, even if it's not a person, even if it's one of the creeps, just so that he can get that extra ticking reduced. Then he'll use it either to gap close or create more space. He's really good at creating space for himself, and that is well deserved, brother. Oh, he's buff, he's ripped. What the hell?
He's lean.
He's lean.
Everybody on Liquid is pretty jacked.
You know what I saw?
What'd you see?
This is rarely the case, but it seemed like it was the Moskov babysitting the rest of Liquid.
He's like, okay, thank you for the space creation, but nah, you guys aren't taking care of me. I'm taking care of you.
It's not a Daiki, you okay over there? We're fighting. It's like, Daiki, should I join, guys? You need me? Should I come in?
Yeah. I think, again, they were playing around that box that they could set up.
One death. That's all he had. One single death in this game. And which is why you saw all of the efforts of Aurora, the big wins that they were getting, couldn't turn into a massive one where they are starting to push into the base a lot because Daiki kept staying alive. And the one time Daiki died, it was during a point where, okay, sure, but we don't really get what we want, a lot of it. You see, in the late game, they're committing so many plays to try and take down this Moskov. They commit a lot of resources. Aurora, team fought very well.
Yeah.
But TENKKYU just played better, man.
I think you said this really well earlier, Renmar. You're like, the idea here is, okay, we've got Carl Teasy on the Leo Mord, causing havoc, causing chaos. And then once that's kind of expended, then you have TENKKYU to worry about. And that last team fight was a big part of that, because Carl Teasy was doing crazy things in the backline when the team was split up, and then TENKKYU was doing his own. And once that, once Carl Teasy's moment was done, it was for TENKKYU to come in, step in, and this was that fight I'm talking about, where he landed that sphere, goes in for this fight. You have so many things breaking off here. This was a great attempt, by the way, by Light. Yeah. This is about as good as it could get on trying to delay this and defend this the best you can. And what a last shot there, too, with the Sphere of Destruction to even capitalize on that kill. But it was just, it was phenomenal how fast it switched for tlph in that last team fight, with which should have been I would say a fight for Rora to take, especially after getting JP to use such crucial abilities and his battle spell, the Flicker.
Yeah. Now, with everything that's happened here for Aurora in the late game, you can't help but feel frustrated for them. They played this so well. You gotta give it to them. Some misses here and there with initiations, not only through Light, but of course JP as well on the other side, the 7 deaths. But I think what you can look at as the lineup of Team Liquid Philippines is, okay, you take it out of the concept of 4 for 1 or 1 for 4. Liquid seems to have learned a little bit of something also from Alter Ego, wherein you have 2 options with great individual ceilings that, if, as mentioned earlier by Naisu, if Carl Teasy is not popping off, you can rely on the Moskov. If Moskov is not popping off, you can rely on the Leomord. But if both are popping off, then what the heck do you do?
Yazuki Arfi, Carl Teasy, TENKKYU.
I see.
And that lesson came in at a very costly manner.
Yeah.
Their slot in M7.
Yeah.
That could have been, I mean, 90% of the world thought Liquid would run through Alter Ego, but hey, AE taught Liquid, and now Liquid is putting that lesson out on display. Like, this is a scar. We know. And TENKKYU wasn't even part of the team yet. Like, TENKKYU, again, I think that's the headline of this whole shindig right now. TENKKYU pressed load game on the Epic rivalry and said, this is familiar.
Yeah, I got this.
I'm good.
Because TENKKYU shines for tlph on his first MPL Philippines game, and I think for anyone that has their debut game in the Philippines, at least for me, from what I can recall, this is probably one of the best performances that we've seen in a debut MPL game.
Yeah. Mans is a graduate of the academy, and I love it. Welcome.
That's true. Welcome, welcome, man. And also, everybody else, you're also welcome, because to dominate the Land of Dawn, you need a connection that can never let you down. From scouting rotations to tracking the pros, stay online and in the zone.
Power up with a Smart Powerall 99. Get 10 gigs of data for MLBB and your favorite apps, plus unlimited Facebook calls and texts. Share every GG moment with Smart, the simply reliable partner of the MPL.
That's probably what TENKKYU did. He probably did that. That's how he studied the rotations and everything else.
Tis the connection we use here in the stadium.
That's true.
Was he just whispering to himself with every basic attack, 5G, 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 5G?
Hey, like you said, I think this also proves that point of that trajectory from the academy to now being here in the MPL Philippines, the most difficult stage in the world, really. And I hope that we get to see more of this. I know we have another game ahead of us, but this was